Building with Papa. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. I hope you enjoyed this video.
Okay, the first thing about framing is you have to have a layout. Okay, now if you have architectural drawings that tells you where to put all the walls and what you have to do, that's what you need to follow. I'm going to show you a basic layout just with the 3 walls. I'm going to show you how to square them and how to lay out for your door openings. I'm going to lay out 3 different openings here.
One is going to be for a swing door, and which is a pre-hung door. And if you had drawings, you would look on your drawing and see what the size is. The size on your drawings could spell out to be 2 foot 6 inches, or it would say 2668, which is a 30-inch wide door by 6 foot 8 inches tall. And that seems self-explanatory, except for when you're framing for that opening. Your rough opening is going to have to be larger for the frame to fit in. If it's a 30-inch door, you would then need to make it 32 inches at the rough opening. And then for the height, 6'8" would be 80 inches, but you need to go up to 82 inches. You give that extra 2 inches for the flooring and the header. Let's get started. It'll be a simple layout. I'm going to draw the lines. I'm going to make one line straight across, and then I'm going to square off of that line. I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm doing this on a piece of plywood because I'm going to have this in my shop and I want to be able to move it out of the way. So therefore it's just going to be on this plywood just for this demonstration. I'm going to mark it for the track at 3 5/8 inches. And being it's a piece of plywood, I'm just going to mark both ends 3 5/8. And then I'm going to put in a screw on the end of the wood to be able to use the chalk line to strike a line. You don't always have somebody with you when you're doing these things, and you have to improvise and figure out a way to do it by yourself. I'm going to attach the screw line, going to attach the chalk line to the screw. When you're making your marks, make an arrow so you know the point that you're going to use your chalk line to. Makes it simple. Now I marked 3 5/8 off the edge, and I'm going to mark it across the chalk line. The reason I'm doing this now is to show you how to make a squared line. If you were out on a project and you were in a middle of a building, whether it was a residential or commercial, you have to make sure that you get this line square. So you put the mark across the chalk line. Now you go from the mark and the chalk line and you go 36 inches, which is 3 foot, and you make a mark. Now you come back across the chalk line to the original mark you made on it, which was the 3 5/8, and now you're going to make that mark at 48 inches, which is 4 foot. This is what we call a 3, 4, 5. This is how you find square. So now I'm going to bring the edge of the tape where I made my pencil mark that crosses the chalk line. And then I bring it down to 5 foot. It's going to be near the mark I originally made. It may not be exact, but I'm going to mark the 5 foot now. Now, because I made the mark a little bit over, I'm going to have to bring it back down at 3 foot so it crosses the 5 foot mark. So now I'm bringing the 3 foot to come right where my 5 foot mark was. And now that line is going to cross the 5 foot. This makes an X. Now I'm going to use the screw right where I had crossed the pencil line and the chalk line, and now I'm going to run a new chalk line. Bring it down to go across where the cross was, and then that's going to be your square line. Again, pull the chalk line through where it crossed and snap the line. This is now square. So we have 2 of the 3 walls laid out, and we know that they are square. We're going to do the other wall where the walkthrough is going to be. So now we don't have to square it again. We're just going to measure over the 3 5/8. Now run your tape measure back across, see what that measurement is. Check and make sure that your tape is on the line. Get the reading of the tape. It's 88.5 inches. So now all I have to do is transfer the tape measure over here, bring it to the chalk line and mark it. Hold it at the chalk line. And then mark it at 88.5 inches. Now we know this is square because we already squared the other 2, so we'll have 3 walls laid out and they're square of each other. With these walls being this small, you could have just used your framing square. I just wanted to show you how you do this on a larger project to be able to get wall square. And if you want to be a metal framer and you want to make more money, then you need to know how to lay out. Not all framers know how to lay out. And this is important, especially if you want to advance in the construction trade and you want to be able to make more money. This will show your boss that you are capable of doing a layout and seeing a job from the beginning to the end. Okay, because once you're gone, all these other finishes have to work together. You're the guy. that's laying it out to make sure everything, all the finishes work out at the end, not just while you're there, but once you're gone and someone is there finishing the project. That's why they usually give this to the supervisor to do the layout, because he is looking at the job from the beginning to the end. And you need to know that to be a good framer. Well, let's snap this line and get this completed so that we can go on to the next step. All right, we have all three walls laid out, and now we're going to lay out for the doors. We don't have anything laid out for our doors and our openings. I'm going to start right here. This is going to be the walkthrough. I'm keeping these doors at minimal openings just so I can show you. This works for a 2-foot opening, a 3-foot opening, or larger. I'm giving you the opening sizes, and we're going to talk about finishes so that they will finish out to the proper size that we're looking for. Hello, Building with Papa. These videos here that I'm doing right now are more of a training type of video. You can learn layout, learn framing, or if you are a framer, pick up some tips on layouts. I'm also going to do framing. I'm going to do drywall and finishing. I'm also in the layout, I'm showing you how to lay out for doorways properly. Walkthroughs, pocket door, and pre-hung doors. These things are very important to be able to lay out correctly. Also, I'll show you how to install these doors, each one of them, the pocket door and the pre-hung door. I'm trying to make this more educational for people who want to learn a trade. And you can also do this at home. If you want to add a wall in your room or in your house somewhere, or you just would like to add a pocket door, these things can be done. Continue to watch this series. It's very educational if you're looking to learn a trade or to do something simple at home. All right, Building with Papa. I hope this helps.